In this video, you're going to see exactly what I get up to on a day-to-day basis as a Forex trader living in the UK. It's currently the 20th of February and it is around 10 to 8 in the evening. So obviously there's no trading at the moment. So I thought I'd just start this video off, and over the next 24 hours, I'm going to go through what I do. Hopefully we get some live trades. You know, the past 2 weeks I haven't really traded much. So getting back into it, and tomorrow is actually the first trading day back, you know, after the ski trip, which was a lot of fun. I then took a week off last week because I've got a new setup, so I was kind of setting up everything here. Tomorrow we do actually have the final addition to the setup, well, the final addition of the desk setup, hopefully, before we can actually call it complete, I guess you could say. So once that's actually done, I might make a setup video, or I might just show it later in this video for you guys to see the new setup and what we're working with. You guys can obviously see this different backdrop. Got a bookshelf there, very, very nice. It took me hours to set up, which isn't ideal. But new desk, new standing desk as well. I reckon an NFP video I would probably have to stand for. Until things get a bit crazy, then I might have to sit down, just, you know, prepare myself. But what have I got planned for the next day? So tomorrow morning, I do actually have a special delivery. You would have seen probably last February, last March, I actually bought my first Rolex. And since then, I've actually bought 4 Rolexes. Tomorrow, a new Rolex is arriving. Last Sunday, I actually did buy a Rolex from, obviously, the authorized dealer. First Rolex from an AD, so it's very, very nice. Obviously, buying them at retail. As soon as you walk out the shop, you're up, you know, 30, 40, 50, even up to 100% on some models. So that's very, very nice. But I'll show you all these watches tomorrow morning after the new one has arrived. So after that, we're just going to look at the charts because that delivery is actually arriving before 9 a.m. So, you know, special time delivery. So we'll either have a trade in London session before that's actually happened, or obviously as we're trading, we could get, you know, the watch arrive. So, you know, the aim, I guess, is to get the trade in London session to pay off the watch. So if you guys know about watch prices, and when you see the watch, you'll know exactly how much it costs. So hopefully we can pay off the watch with the trading profits from the London session. You know, we're actually still waiting for the 300k payout from the 300k account. It's not a 300k payout, but it's like a 20k payout from the 300 grand funded account. And that's because they take 30 days for the first payout. So we're simply just waiting for that. Last week, I'll pop a screenshot up here. We actually got paid the $21,000 from my other 200k funded account. You know, we were first on the leaderboards at one point. You know, a lot of this stuff, like the payouts and everything, I share on Twitter. Twitter and Instagram are the main places I post. If there's no YouTube videos, just know that I'm active on Instagram and Twitter. So be sure to go and check them out. So without further ado, I'll catch you guys in the morning, hopefully for some nice trades. Hopefully with a nice watch to show you guys. And also we're getting the new addition to the setup, the final addition to complete the new look. So hopefully I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Okay guys, so it is the next morning. It is around 9 a.m. So obviously what that means is the new watch has arrived. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the new one last, and I'm just going to go over the 4 Rolexes which I actually have now. So starting off with the first one I actually bought, you guys have obviously already seen it on the channel, but we're just going to go over the watches I've actually got now. We have this 41mm Datejust. It has the factory diamond rhodium dial, obviously the fluted bezel, and yeah, this was the first one I bought. It obviously is a bit scratched up now, but that's because I wear it every single day, and you know, I bought it to wear it every single day. So this one is kind of my favorite watch. First one I bought, one I wear every single day, so it's gonna be my favorite naturally. So bought this one around February last year. It was either February or March last year. So I had it for pretty much a year now, which is very, very nice. And now what we have is 3 more. So we have 3 more Rolex boxes to show you guys the watches which we've actually got. So we're going to start off with the one I bought after that. And that is the Rolex Submariner. There you go. So obviously pretty classic black Submariner. Don't really wear this one too much, you know, I kind of just wear the Datejust. it's just a lot more comfortable, especially as it is the Jubilee and not an Oyster bracelet. You know, I prefer the Jubilee a lot more. But moving on now to the first Rolex I actually bought retail. So this one, got the call from Rolex and they sold it to me obviously at retail price. I didn't have to pay the aftermarket market price for a second-hand Rolex. So as soon as I walked out the shop with this one, I was like 35% up on what I paid, which is very, very nice. It is simply the Oyster Perpetual with the black dial. There we go. And obviously it has the little protective film on the dial, but if we take that off, you guys can see there, brand new, unworn Oyster Perpetual. Very, very nice. We put the little bezel protector back on. There we go. Brand new, never worn. You know, I haven't even put it on my wrist. So that's very, very nice. Gonna keep that one unworn as well. Put it in a safety deposit box and kind of just leave it. That's what I'm gonna do with a lot of the Rolexes I actually buy retail. Obviously, if it's one I really want to wear, then I'm going to wear it, obviously. But yeah. And then we have the one I bought today. So we do a little reveal for you guys. Boom. There we go. I'll get it out to show you. It is actually the Rolex GMT Master 2 and it's the Batman. So it is the blue and black dial. Very, very nice. And this is also unworn, which you guys can see. Brand new watch. Never been worn before. So the first two I actually bought had been worn before, I'm pretty sure. They just had a few scratches on it, but that's fine because I was going to scratch it up every day wearing it anyway. But watches like this one and the OP, I'm not actually going to wear. So I'm kind of just buying them to have them just, you know, I'd rather have watches than cash in the bank, pretty much. So that's why I'm kind of buying the watches, buying the Rolexes. You know, looking to get into AP and Patek soon as well, but that is only if the trades do quite well. So what I'm going to do now, put these watches back in their boxes. Going to obviously put them in a safety deposit box. You don't want to keep everything in your house. That is very stupid. And then, yeah, maybe look to getting an AP or Patek for the next video. So hopefully this trade plays out and the screens are arriving soon, you know, in the next couple of hours, so we can get the setup complete to hopefully get some nice 4K. You know, I want to see my TP hit in 4K. I'm tired of seeing my TP hit in 1080p, so I'm waiting for that 4K setup for it to look extra crisp. So I'll catch you guys if anything happens with the trade or if the screen arrives. Okay guys, so no trades, no live trades for you guys to see. I did actually have a quick short on GU. So if I actually get out the phone, I'll show you that quick. Actually, I'll pop a screenshot up here of the trade because, you know, we'll go into it later and how what I've shown on the channel before actually played out in this trade perfectly. So what I'm going to do now is simply show you the new setup. So if I slide back on the chair and flip the camera, you guys will be able to see it. Look at that. Very, very nice. We obviously got the standing desk, so we can obviously put it up or put it down. But we have the new LG 49-inch ultra wide curved monitor. Just got this new Apple keyboard that I'm really just trying out at the moment. And I also do have this new Apple mouse, but I am going to keep this one for the time being. So we've obviously got this nice black mouse mat, and then everything else is actually the same. You know, I used to have the white desk 4 monitor setup. I started with 2 monitors, went to 4, went back to 2 because I just simply wasn't using the top 2 monitors, so I was like, there's no point actually having them. So I got rid of them pretty much. And then I was like, you know what, I kind of used the 2 monitors, but I wanted something new. So I was gonna upgrade to this monitor. Been looking at it for a while. I was like, do I really want to spend $1,500 on one monitor? And then I finally did it, and here we go. If you actually look behind me on the bookshelf, we've actually got a nice Lewis Hamilton karting helmet. We've got a nice handmade chess set, and we've obviously got some books for the background of the setup. Hopefully, you know, having a nice setup, everything's new. It'll, I don't know, it's kind of like once you've got a new setup, you've got a new place to trade and everything, I feel like you can get more work done. So if you're like at a plateau or you've hit a brick wall with your trading or your businesses, definitely maybe upgrade something or kind of change things around and see if that makes a difference. Definitely has for me. You know, I've wanted to start recording more YouTube videos now. You know, got a cool setup, everything. It makes it seem a lot more fun to actually do these sort of things. So yeah. So what I'm going to do now is just go on to my Notion and obviously my Edgewonk, which is where I manage, you know, my trading journal and everything like that. And I'm just going to update with what happened today and everything. You know, we made just over 3% on GU, which is very, very nice. As you know, I only target 1 to 3s on my trading now. So I'll go over the trade with you guys later. But yeah, very, very nice setup, very, very clean. Like I said, don't trade GU in New York either, so that's why there's been no trades this afternoon to actually film for you guys. It was quite hectic this morning, but yeah, it is what it is. So what I'm going to do now, do the journaling. I was actually planning on doing some backtesting too. So if I do some backtesting, I will show you guys the results too. I'm currently using the FX Replay, a very cool program. It's kind of like TradingView and MT4 in one, so you can kind of enter on your TradingView and it kind of tracks your results and everything. It's very, very nice. And then I also track it on Excel spreadsheets, of course, so I can see, you know, with my own formulas, everything that I want to see from my own trading. So if I do some backtesting, I'll show you guys the results from, you know, a couple trades maybe. But yeah, there's the new setup. Got the new watch. Very, very successful day. The trade didn't quite pay off the watch, but you know, 3% is 3%. Can't really complain about that. So I'll catch you guys when we go onto the charts later. Okay guys, so I'm quickly going to go over what actually happened in that trade yesterday. So I always mention on the channel that I changed my risk to rewards to only targeting 1 to 3s. And I trade London session on GU. So every time I'm trading a London session, it will be a 1 to 3 risk to reward. Simple as that. The reason for this was I did a lot of risk to reward testing and I found out that 9 times out of 10, my trades that go into profit, well not 9 times out of 10, technically 8 times out of 10 because this has like an 80% win rate or something. 8 times out of 10, the trade that goes into profit would hit a 1 to 3. Obviously you're going to get cases where it actually goes further, you know, to 1 to 4, 1 to 5, even like a 1 to 10 in some cases. That obviously happens, but majority of the time it'll hit a 1 to 3. So I kind of was thinking, why would I gamble the profits when I'm up a 1 to 3 majority of the time when I could make an extra 2%? If I want to just make an extra 2%, I'll wait a day and trade the next London session. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to kind of just make it so my risk reward is only a 1 to 3 and kind of just stick to that. So this was a trade I actually got into. Very, very tricky trading conditions, especially when you've got, you know, a lot of this consolidation. And yeah, I guess it is quite tricky to trade for a lot of people. But the reason I got into this trade was, you know, we technically broke structure here. Although I usually wait for a broker structure in London to get into the trade, I traded this one a little bit differently. And then I got into the trade and I hit take profit for a 1 to 3. Simple as that. But the reason why I didn't target further, obviously I said about the risk to reward, but the first push down here didn't break structure. So that's already a sign to me, okay, I'm in the trade, I'm in profit, but we haven't broken structure, I'm pushing back up. You kind of got to think, okay, the first London push down hasn't broken structure, let's see what happens now. Obviously we have the Tokyo low to take out, which is very, very, it's a nice sign for it to drop, obviously, and that's what we actually did until our TP. Also, if you look left, you technically got this imbalance area, which kind of price came into exactly and then went to the upside, but I wasn't really trading from that. But you see, let's say I targeted a 1 to 4 or a 1 to 5, or like most people, they target somewhere down here or down here at the previous low, you're not hitting your take profit pretty much. So the reason why I target these 1 to 3s, that's only 30 pips. I only need to catch 30 pips in a single session on GU. You know, let's say I even hold into New York, I need to catch 30 pips over 2 sessions without having the 10 pips of drawdown. It's quite easy to do. Well, obviously not easy because everyone would do it, but this is kind of the way I found it works for me the best. So that was the GU trade. We made it 1 to 3. Very, very nice. You saw the screenshot earlier in the video. If we go on gold now, gold's not really doing a lot. And, you know, I only trade gold in New York session as well, so it's kind of limited what I actually trade on this one. But as you see, I was expecting gold to drop a little bit to around like 1825, 1826 sort of area. But we obviously would need a breaker structure to possibly get into a trade. You know, if I'm trading, then there's been a breaker structure. Simple as that. If there's no breaker structure, I simply won't trade. That's kind of how my trading works. So yeah, it's been quite slow trading this week though. You know, we're 3 days into the week and we kind of haven't really traded a lot. You see this setup here. We had this structure point. You can just call it support and resistance as well. It's exactly the same. And then we've actually broken out now. So what I'd be looking for a trade is simply retests into the area, obviously like this or this, and then look for a drop down. Simple as that. Obviously there's a bit more behind, you know, the entries, the stop loss placements, the take profits and everything, because I do usually have quite good entries. But overall, I kind of say break and retests of significant areas do work the best. You know, a lot of people say, oh, support and resistance doesn't work and whatever. It does work. You know, for a year I traded simply like just support and resistance, solely support and resistance, and I made loads of profit. So, you know, it is what it is. People try and overcomplicate it too much when there is absolutely no need to do so. So that's kind of the trade that which we took. Pretty standard. And if there's any more trades today, I will let you guys know. It is getting on to 10:30 in the morning, so there's not really going to be many opportunities coming into New York unless GU comes and retests up into this area. So we'll set an alert to see if price comes and retests, and if it doesn't, we won't trade. Simple as that. You know, we've kind of almost, if this candle closes below here, we've also broken and closed below this structure also. So that'd be very, very nice if we saw that too. But yeah, simple trade. We got the new watch, we got the new setup, and hopefully there'll be some more videos coming to the channel now. Now I've got this fresh setup to make videos from. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.